Howdy, all. I am Adam, the Renaissance Nerd, and I love real Star Wars. Star Wars, my first franchise, the thing closest to my heart when it comes to being a fan of something. I love it. I fight for it. Disney Star Wars is not real Star Wars. It is trash. It is garbage. You're free to like it, but you have to admit it sucks. Book of Boba Fett is no different. Book of Boba Fett is not remotely Star Wars, and I'm covering it. I've been covering it. You can catch my now sort of reviews live every Wednesday at 5 p.m. on my show Natural 20, where you can be in the chat and be a part of the review, where I break it down and I talk about it with you guys. But I'm not the only one who's come to realize this. People are opening their eyes over and over again. Ever since the disaster of Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi, people became red-pilled. See, I, as an EU guy, an expanded universe guy, I was always black-pilled on Disney Star Wars. In fact, I did become black-pilled on Star Wars in general for a number of years, until I found this sphere of YouTube where people felt like I did, and it restored my faith, and I fell back in love with it, so much so that I repurchased all my missing books, and I'm reading them. Check out my EU book club. It's a little intermittent right now. I got a lot going on. Still working on Last Command. We're finishing up the Thrawn trilogy. Check it out. Playlist on the main page of my YouTube channel. Point being, people are waking up. People are understanding that Disney Star Wars doesn't have the heart, doesn't have the soul of George Lucas' Star Wars, and that is the point. They do that on purpose. But for the first part of this video, let's go through this. Check it out. Star Wars fans, actual Star Wars fans, not the stands, not the SJWs, actual fans, roast Book of Boba Fett, not an ounce of Star Wars. Let's just take a look here on Bounding Into Comics. Has, as always, collected stuff from the social media so that I can quickly peruse it and show it off to you. Let's check out these tweets. There's not an ounce of Star Wars in this image. Go Boba Rangers. Go Boba Rangers. That's all I need to say. Look at that. That is stupid. This doesn't look like anything Star Wars at all. The Count of Monte Cristo. No one. The Cyborg Gang in Book of Boba Fett, taken from some old TV show. I sort of remember this one. That looks familiar. I kind of remember it. I don't remember what it's from, though. Let's see. Steve/Wayne. I can't believe what I just watched. Book of Boba Fett is so dumb. This is not Star Wars. Again, this is the image I used on my thumbnail for my review. Go Boba Rangers. Jim Barbarino. That whole Quadrophenia mod cyborg gang chase scene in the Book of Boba Fett was beyond asinine. Book of Boba Fett started out strong. No, it didn't. Never started out strong. But this third episode was terrible. You got the squad of Power Rangers flying on Vespas. Corey Royce. I haven't seen Book of Boba Fett, but how do they get the Vespas from Zoe 101? I would just like to point out that Book of Boba Fett's biker gang was riding a bunch of space Vespas. I'd like to submit my application to be in Boba Fett's biker gang. Whee! And there you go. And even John Campea, a shill, is saying Book of Boba Fett is a disappointment. I mean, this is ridiculous. So there you go. That's the internet mocking it, but it doesn't. It doesn't stop there. This video is here to also point out the fact that the stands and the shills are working overtime. Now, I've been showing you how they're trying to show us that this show is important because it's shining a light on the troubles and the struggles of indigenous people. And then, of course, the shills work overtime in this aspect. Here we go. From Vice Motherboard. Why are people so mad about these Star Wars Vespas in the Book of Boba Fett? The Book of Boba Fett has some fans questioning how Star Wars series really is, but that isn't up to them. See, this is what I've been talking about all week. Yes, this is probably meant to gaslight me. Well, congratulations, I'm gaslit. Boom. This is what I've been talking about this all week. These elitists, these shills who are sitting on high, dictating to us as fans what we are supposed to like, how we're supposed to deal with it, that we should just shut up and accept it because it's not our choice. Newsflash, it is our choice. Fans are the lifeblood of everything. Without us, nothing would exist. Star Wars continued after 1983. It continued because the fans were devoted. We bought toys. We bought merch. We went to conventions. We talked to each other. We traded back then bootleg VHSs when that's all there was. We kept it alive. And then the EU began, and that reignited Star Wars. You can pretend all you want that the EU is a failure, Stans and Disney Star Wars defenders, but the EU reignited Star Wars, making it a multi-billion-dollar franchise, even greater than just a multi-million. Lucas, with his toy endeavors, made it a multi-million. The EU reignited it with video games and everything, made it a multi-billion-dollar franchise. The EU was great. Disney Star Wars is not, but these shills want to tell you otherwise. Let's go right to it right here. When you think of Star Wars, you might think of lightsabers, Jedi, or the twin sons of Tatooine. See, there's this obsession with these people about Tatooine, like it's the center of the galaxy, which it isn't. It isn't. See, that's what the fake Star Wars fan instantly goes to. Let's have an adventure on Tatooine. Yay! The iconography of the series is highly identifiable and also very marketable, having been an internationally successful science fiction series since its debut in 1977. True. It was once a brainchild of George Lucas, an experimental filmmaker with a fondness for pulp adventure series. As time went on, Star Wars got more and more successful. He grew disinterested in being the series' shepherd and sold it to Disney over a decade ago. This is revisionist history. George Lucas sold it because he had a hissy fit, because we, the fans, were upset with him, and he didn't want to deal with us anymore. That's the truth. That is truth. He wasn't disinterested. Here's the quote right here. Rather than forbid each of us to get into those mysterious areas, it was decided that we would submit questionnaires to George Lucas. Basically, we would make up long lists of ideas we wanted to use, and he would check okay or not okay next to each idea. For example, I made a long list of possible powers that the ancient Jedi possessed. He vetoed most of them, but okayed some rather interesting ones, such as the ability to study the qualities of animals and inquire those qualities. He also okayed the use of Jedi battle meditation, the ability to influence events by interior visualization. Tom Veitch, Telling Tales interview with Dan Wallace for Star Wars Galaxy Magazine, issue 13, November 1977. Lucas was not disinterested. He was involved every step of the way with the expanded universe. When the Birth of the New Republic arc ended with the Thrawn duology, he sat down with all the authors who were going to be involved with the New Jedi Order arc, and he gave them some marching orders. And yes, then he let them go wild, but he still had veto power. He still had veto power, and he used it all the time. Lucas only walked away because he threw a tantrum, because he couldn't deal with the fans anymore, because he deep down understood that if the fans weren't happy, they were going to throw a bitch fit. And that's what we did when he started messing around with the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy on Blu-ray and stuff like that. He didn't like that. He couldn't handle it. That's why he sold it. He didn't sell it because he was disinterested. He sold it because he was tired of dealing with us, because we are the core of Star Wars, because we are the ones who give it life. We are the lifeblood of the franchise. And again, unlike Lucas, who rarely added to the franchise himself. Again, see, I already disproved that. He was involved. Instead, letting its EU develop into a not entirely consistent web of additional tasks. An inconsistent web. I don't know. Let's take a look. That's ordered. Chronological order. It follows direction. Somebody doesn't understand the EU, pretends that it was a disaster. The EU had an order, and it was followed, and Lucas, again, was involved every step of the way. Disney took over and made it more centralized, in some ways maximalist approach, with a new series of movies, as well as multiple TV shows, and an entire section of one of the Disney theme parks devoted to the series. Let's let's look at that real quick. We all know what the sequel trilogy is about. We all know that they never had a plan. Maximalist, they never had a plan. Never had a plan. But let's look at what they tout. TV shows. All right, let's take a look at those real quick, shall we?
Fade in.
The Mandalorian. We have to, of course, start with The Mandalorian because that is what got everybody excited. Look, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they're going to save Star Wars. Well, guess what? They didn't. It was a middling show, still is a middling show, propped up by a single gimmick called Baby Yoda Grogu. Baby Yoda Grogu is the only reason people were interested in that. And the one moment they had to try and recapture people's attention, the surprise appearance of Luke Skywalker at the end of season 2, they squandered it because they behaved as I've already shown you. They don't care about the fans. They will always attack the fans because they don't think we matter, because we are stupid to them. Rangers of the New Republic canceled because they fired Gina Carano. Ahsoka. Oh, Dave Filoni's eternal hard-on for his girl Ahsoka. They want to turn Ahsoka into the new Luke Skywalker because remember, they hate Luke Skywalker at Disney Lucasfilm. Andor, the show nobody asked for of a guy we know, dies. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi set to irrevocably destroy the original trilogy core and lore. They want to destroy it because they hate George Lucas Star Wars. The Bad Batch. Apparently one giant cameo fest. Oh, who's the next OG Clone Wars characters who appear here. Oh, look, another Clone Wars character there. Oh, look, a Rebels character there. Let's just have them keep marching in. Isn't that great? Visions, a middling success of Elseworlds tales that in the end mean nothing because they're Elseworlds tales. Nobody cared. Lando, I don't know what's going on with this, but again, unless it's Billy D. Williams and he's been made young again, I don't care. Don't need Dong Lover to be Lando. The Acolyte.
Tell me, what kind of Star Wars fan are you?
I am the type of Star Wars fan that doesn't even have a favorite movie. I just want to live in the universe of Star Wars continually, in perpetuity, forever. So when people are like, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? I'm like, there is no Star Wars movie. There is only Star Wars.
So when are you writing a Star Wars movie?
Oh, please, Queen Kathleen Kennedy.
Harvey Weinstein's former assistant, Leslie, I just want to live in the world of Star Wars. I love all Star Wars. Yeah, that woman. Acolyte, going to be agenda-driven. Who cares? A Droid Story, don't know. Rogue Squadron, indefinite hiatus of production. Postponed indefinitely. We don't know what is going on with Rogue Squadron. They turned it into a movie, and we don't know. Whatever. This is Lucasfilm's Maximalist TV. Yeah, real good, guys. Real good. So good that nobody is interested. You know, this Book of Boba Fett isn't even on here because they came up with it at the last minute. And we've already shown you in this video how much it's being well received by actual Star Wars fans. And that's just the TV. Let's remember the movies, yeah, they made money, but they are universally hated now. Unless, of course, you're Solo and therefore you lost money. Remember, Solo lost money. If they want to use this stuff to rewrite George Lucas's Star Wars, they've spent a year writing pointless stories in Disney Marvel Star Wars to rewrite the original trilogy history with the War of the Bounty Hunters. And then they want to desecrate it by introducing pathetic Solo lore into the comics. That Crimson Dawn, Kira, nobody cares. She's not real. She never existed because the fans, real Star Wars fans, don't acknowledge her. We make the choice, not you. But it doesn't end there. They claim the Disney theme parks are great, devoted to the series, that the part of the maximalist attempt to get us in this big grand world. Galaxy's Edge was a failure. Failed. Complete unmitigated disaster. And then, of course, let us not forget the current dumpster fire that is the Galactic Star Cruiser. Cancellation after cancellation. They bragged about booked months in advance, but now people are canceling months in advance because nobody wants to spend $6,000 on something that isn't remotely Star Wars. And then let's talk video games as we close out here. Video games. A decade, and they produce 3, maybe 4. Battlefront 2. Horrible launch. Widely hated. Not fun. Fallen Order. Well received. People like it, but in the end, forgettable. Yes, they're looking forward to the next one coming out now, but again, nobody. It's not. Doesn't grab you. Doesn't grab you. Replay value very low from what I hear. And Squadrons. I have first-hand knowledge. Well, not first-hand, second-hand, told to me by a friend. So it's a first-hand conversation told to me by a friend who plays it, that it's really only worth playing if you have the VR goggles on. Otherwise, it's a bit of a mess. Fun, but mess. They made a game where you have to have a VR headset to really make it work. So that's it. They remastered Knights of the Old Republic once for mobile. This whole thing. A decade. The biggest industry in the world, video games, and they didn't make any real money on it. Disaster. But Book of Boba Fett is great. And you as fans, you have to just accept it. You're not obligated to. I mean, they tell us here, in their brilliance, deciding what is or isn't a Star Wars, though, isn't up to the fans. That's the core of this right here. Let's finish reading this, though. In the case of the Book of Boba Fett, it's ultimately up to Robert Rodriguez and whoever he answers to at Disney. That would probably be one Pablo Hidalgo, piece of crap. That doesn't mean fans are obligated to like it. This episode was truly not very good. Well, at least you got that right. But to say that it isn't fundamentally Star Wars is both not true and not the responsibility of the fandom to decide. And see, there it is. As I just said, that's the divide. That is what shows this person. Who are they? Let's take a look. Who are they? Jita Jackson. Oh, it's a whammon. It's a whammon. They like to sit up on high and tell us what to do. They contradict themselves. First, they say you're not obligated to, but then they say you have to because you have you don't get to decide. See, that's where you're wrong. We are the fans. We are the ones who spend money. We are not consumers. We are customers. We choose to give our valuable time and our valuable money to something. And when it's bad, we choose not to. And when it's bad, we have a right to complain and tell you it's bad and tell you it is not Star Wars because it doesn't have the faith, the heart, the spirit of what George Lucas created. But that's Disney's whole plan. They want to destroy actual Star Wars and replace it with their version. And we either like it or lump it. But guess what? I don't buy it because it's our job to collect, protect, and preserve real Star Wars until hopefully a better custodian comes along someday. Disney, these shills who protect it, they don't get to decide. We get to decide because the fans are the lifeblood of everything. And without us, nothing exists. All right, I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be appreciated. If you're new here, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel here. You can also follow me on Odyssey. I'm here to give you my unvarnished, straightforward takes to earn your trust and support. Honesty. Not here to be everybody's friends. And that hurts your fee-fees. Too bad. I don't care. Hit the notification button. Share my videos if you like what I'm preaching. And of course, comment away. Real comments are great. Real comments are welcome. Because you don't have to agree with every word I say. You can have different opinion. We can still find common ground, get along, because that's what normal people do. They can still get along when they don't have the same opinion. We are not stands. We are not SJWs who are cowards behind keyboards. I don't care what they think. I will never care what they think. And as soon as the rest of the world begins to fully understand that if we don't pay attention to them, they have no power, they will fade away. Thank you again for watching this video. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everyone. I don't do Facebook. I will never do Twitter. If you want to reach out to me, email me at therennerd@gmail.com. I'm on Getter now, at The Red Nerd, the Geeks and Gamers forums under at ROAS, and you can also follow me on Odyssey at The Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.